How do you do? Yeah. Hello everyone, I'm Jane Couture. You probably recognize me. Sadly, it's the last time I'll be in Rail Ponies podcast because, well, yeah, anyways. How do I look?
Not bad.
Uh, yeah, I won't be on Rail Ponies podcasts anymore because I'm thinking of doing changes. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna continue on YouTube full time right now, while I can still do, while I can still do Diva on Twitter. Yeah, yeah, I'm about to hit 3,000 subscribers. Yeah, of course. Can still do Diva. Yeah, anyways. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, my decision is to quit going onto Rail Ponies podcasts. Yeah, because not much views. Yeah, Rail Ponies podcast didn't go viral enough to see me and getting new subscribers. If this is a Stetson hat of the RCMP, my city's local police force, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
At this point, I'm trying to type up the.
Oh, that just happened.
Well, yeah, this is just a fake Mounties hat. You got here my leather belt that I made at Woodwork from January to February or March 2023, right before spring break. Yeah, because I will no longer be on Rail Ponies podcast, I'm gonna show you guys some. Well, new pictures coming out. Yeah. A few do sell videos on YouTube today. Just just one. ride forever. Let's make the angels call. I was born on Great Slaves, 1898. At this point, it's a combination of exposure. What does that even mean? Well,
Really not getting this new system. Anyway,
yeah, what do you think of these photos of me in different outfits I chose randomly, depending on my favorite look. If it's New Washington, Ontario State Police, or New Washington Royal Life Mansion Guard Regiment. Look in these pictures. Take a closer look. Hey, Real Pony, comment down below on the live chat. Yeah, this is my last ever podcast to appear in. Yeah, with Rail Pony. Yeah. I'm sadly going to be leaving Rail Pony's server tonight. Yeah. Looks like it's been 7 minutes. Yeah. Unfortunately it's 10:07, you know, I can't show my recreation of a Royal Canadian Mounted Police drill display because 10 o'clock at night and I don't want to violate any noise. Which can, huh? Vertical or horizontal? Exposure? Half the goal. The half was because, uh, yeah. Yeah. Rail Pony's podcast to me, failure, because no one could meet me because Rail Pony's podcasts were not well viral. Not viral enough. To Rail Pony's fans, right out there on YouTube, guys, go check out my channel. The link will be in the description. I think I've been mentioned already. At least you can go check it out right now. Man,
I don't know if it's the public or
dude.
how things have been run, but
I think I'm gonna be here for 10 minutes. Well, for the final 10 minutes of me in the podcast. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed these pictures, the final pictures to show on this podcast. Well, is there anything to say, Rail Pony?
Well, at least hopefully you'll stick around to things like your own server, Alpha Club server, potentially join us in Alpha Club at some point.
And what about the other guy? You know,
Eh.
well, guys, I'm off for the last time. Well, I'll still be around YouTube, but I'm not going to be on Rail Pony's podcasts anymore because I'm done. It's because there's not enough views. But Rail Pony, I'll help you get to 10,000 subscribers. Right now, I'm struggling to get to 3,000. Yeah, achieving my new goal. 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, or 100 push-ups live on stream. Alright, guys. In honor from Rainy Couture, me, the YouTuber, thank you for all. See you guys.
Er, I don't even know where to begin with that. Like, I, I so many things I wanted to say about that guy, but I've held back because I don't want to be rude or anything. But wow, that
He's an interesting fellow, to say the least. There are some opportunities that have opened. Some not as well. Some opportunities for at least two of us that have opened. Some not as serious. I mean, some have been sort of not the biggest focus, but things I often like to toss around, given his where he's been.
yeah, but I'm not even the slightest bit of tact there. It's like just straight out like, yeah, you guys don't get enough views for me. Like, dude, it's not your show. Ugh. So, after
It's clear he. It's clear that he. It's clear that there's still a few things that need to. It's clear there's still a few things he needs to try and wrap his head around.
yeah, to say the least. Anyway, with whatever that was out of the way,
He. It's fair to say it's fair to say he has quite a lot planned. Just.
I'm sure he has lots of plans. There's no reason to be a dick about it, though.
My apologies if he's listening in either an hour later. Anyway.
Right, the show that we do, yeah.
He would.
uh,
There's just a couple of certain courses and such that needs to certain courses and such needs to better process. I know for a long time I've had to. Sometimes I would just sit in the back, sit in the back, process things, and took some time before I was able to do a bit more push. Hopefully, with time he'll wrap his head a bit more around. Certain aspects. Anyway, what kind of Yoda Soda Creations? I guess script friends do is this a great sequel to recent. Small apologies for that different introduction, but
so we're back to Saturday shows for a while.
let's just say that curveball of his left me uneasy.
I don't blame you for that. That's like, anyway, yeah. Uh, Saturdays for the somewhat foreseeable future, at least until mid-August. At which point, like one week I'll be in Vegas, so availability might not be available. And then the week I get back from Vegas, I work that weekend, so that'll be another Sunday. But yeah, I've been slightly productive week. Not as mild productivity. Obviously I didn't get a video done today. Although that was my original plan for today, but Yeah, it's like in the 90s today, and I was like, I've been half asleep most of the day. uh, that like 2 of my work days this week, I had to go into work early. So I've just been kind of Yeah, but I did get the Suspicious Stew Pringles Snack React fully edited and released. That came out today. Managed to get the effects working the other day, and I think it turned out decently enough. Also did another order on Yami Buy, so I've already recorded 2 episodes. I have 3 more to record. So yeah, although like I'll just put those at the end of the backlog. I'm not gonna push any more forward unless it's like a really really relevant thing, which I think I've had most of like the current seasonal flavors, so I don't think that's gonna be a thing that comes up. Also, starting next month, I'm gonna be bumping the release schedule up to once per week, at least until I get to the end of the backlog, and then it'll be back to the an episode whenever I happen to record some new stuff kind of thing that the season was supposed to be before I ended up being really busy and getting like several months worth of backlog. Uh, but yeah. Thankfully, I have a normal work week next week. uh, also, worked out some details on the Vegas trip. Apparently, like, possibly the same day that my dad goes with his mom to go to the Grand Canyon, me and my mom will be going to Omega Mart. So that'll be fun. Uh, but yeah, what else has been going on? Yeah, that I think that's the. Oh yeah, the Wednesday workday. That was actually the annual tea, which actually led into the yearly employee dinner. We actually had some really nice teriyaki chicken with like sesame noodles and these little vegetable egg rolls. I actually took some of. I actually boxed up to eat for the next day for dinner. It's like, the one day where I actually would have cooked dinner. It's like, but why cook when I don't have to? uh, but yeah. And Friday, I actually went to the Masubi place by work for lunch. Had had another teriyaki spam musubi and a salmon onigiri, which are actually pretty decent. Also, they also had like this chocolate mochi cake or something. Interesting, very chewy. But yeah, that was my week. Uh, did I do anything on Tuesday? Well, I can never remember what I do on Monday and Tuesday. Uh, anyway. So what have you been up to the past week?
Yeah. May or may not have got some stuff on the way on Monday. I can't really remember. Dad did return though, so at least that's. Slowly but surely starting to get back into regular routines. Slight change in the schedule due to how things went for both of us, but we do just for about 6 hours. During which was able to find a new vehicle that might become a common sight. Might even give a certain rat a run for his money. Small island nostalgia trip. As was working I was working something a bit personal. Let's see. Probably get a better point if we get some more stuff out of the way. Bit of a struggle to get the sheet down, but just about made it. Based on some things I've talked over with my folks, next month and a half is going to be interesting, to say the least. Still be concerned as how things will go later this month. Go for something later this month, but hopefully it won't be too much of a bite.
getting into the episode recaps. Starting off with YouTube, because we're back to YouTube again for this episode. Yeah, this one's another Bridlewood stock one. Weird that they have these placed here and whatever. So the one of the bands is getting ready to play, or like getting set up, and like, hey, here's your VIP tents, and like all your luggage and stuff with all your equipment. Oh, whoops, sinkhole. So yeah, the tents and the gear are all gone. Everyone's covered in mud. Overall, not a good experience. They're like, okay, we can fix this. Okay, Hitch, distract the crowd. Izzy, you get a everything bagel. And Pip and Sunny will help get get the band all re-prepped and cleaned up and stuff. And wait, I just realized what was Zip even really doing? Whatever. But yeah, so everything bagel. So Izzy takes that one a bit more literal than most others, in that, so she gets the everything bagel from the bagel stand. But wait, there's other food stands. Add those foods to the bagel. And yeah. When she says everything bagel, she means everything. To the point that the band member that asked for it was like, oh, yeah, I don't like eating before I perform. And then Izzy's magic fizzles and it kind of explodes and everyone's all messy again. And they're about to give up, but Pip gives a really nice speech, and the band decides, you know what, screw it. We're covered in food. We'll perform anyway. But I did like the fact that, like, okay, at first Hitch is trying to distract the crowd by performing every way he can, but eventually he kind of really gets into it, and the crowd, it's like, okay, yeah. Although at one point, I believe it was Posey, was like, oh, come on, I wanted to throw this tomato. So yeah, the group performs and everything's great. And yeah. Solid episode. As for the Netflix episode, the penultimate episode of this chapter. Okay, Pip is ready to do a big announcement that's being sent to like all of her followers. She's gonna do a collab with Electric Blue, that band from the episode I just mentioned. Except, yeah, it turns out Pip is sick. Uh-oh. So yeah, it's like, okay, Pip, you do nothing, rest up. We'll try to help out. So, the help is as follows. Sunny tries to figure out like how to make the special soup that Pip's mom made for her when she was younger, whenever she's sick. And at first she tries creating it, but yeah, that doesn't go well. And so she gets the idea of, wait, what? Why did I just ask their mom for the recipe? But Zip is like, no, don't do that. She'll get super worried. She'll rush over here. Like, no, don't do that. So he's like, okay, I'll try to subtly get the info. So so all this stuff is happening at the same time, but I'll go over it story section by story section. So Pip goes to Zephyr Heights and meets up with the Queen. It's like, okay, hey, yeah, I'm in a cooking competition, and I need a good Zephyr Heights recipe, like a soup of some sort. So the Queen starts like, oh, we had this soup, that soup, that soup. And Sunny's eventually like, oh, what about that soup you made for Pip when she was sick? Pip is sick? Oh, no. Pip is fine. Cough. I'm the one that's sick. Like, oh, okay. You stay over there. I don't want to catch it. Like, and like, goes on for a bit until finally, Sonny is like, okay, I really need that recipe, and finally, Queen's like, okay, fine. It's the soup. I don't actually make it myself. It's the soup I got at the store. I had some carrots. You know, don't tell anyone. And so, Sunny is sent on her way. Like, wait, where's that place you said? But she finds the place eventually, and like, oh no, we just ran out of the soup. Like, oh no, well, I was gonna get that for Pip. It's for the princess? Make some more! So Pip gets, Sunny gets the soup for Pip, and brings it back. And Pip basically states like, oh yeah, I knew it was stuff from the store that my mom didn't actually make it, but like, it was the effort she went through that really mattered. It was the thought that counts. No. I may have said it's the thought that counts, but I still want the soup. It's yummy. So that was Sunny's portion of the story. Hitch just tries to entertain Pip with his critter friends. Does an okay job. Not much more to go into. Izzy tries to make Pip some tea. First tea tastes really good. Forgot to put the magic in. Second tea, interesting, but now Pip has Izzy's voice. Not quite right. Third tea, yeah, Izzy just straight up admits, yeah, this is just chamomile. It's no magic or anything, but it does help you feel a little bit better. It's like, yeah, that whatever works. Now Zip at first like, okay, you might be here for a while. Here, have some books to read. It's part of my favorite book series. Now I was thinking like, oh my god, is it gonna be more Daring Do books? It wasn't Daring Do, although that would have been a brilliant callback to when Dash was in the hospital. Like, missed opportunity. Like, you had a chance and you missed it. And then Zip shows up with Misty, and like Misty brought a get well soon gift. And Zip starts talking about the investigation into who they're up against. and brings out her conspiracy board and like goes about all these theories that she has. That's just a theory, a magic theory. But at this point, Misty's like, oh no, 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 this is bad, this is bad. Cough, cough, I'm sick, I should probably get going. And in the middle of the theory talk, Misty ditches and goes back to the lair. At which point, yeah, Misty tells Opaline, like, they know about you, sort of, kind of. They don't actually know about you, but they have the general idea. And like, and Opaline's like, wait, they don't know about me? Like, what are they teaching ponies these days? Although, to be fair, this checks out, because if you remember, the whole mirror and the moon thing was a myth, and it's like, Princess Luna? What's a Princess Luna? So, the lack of education on alicorns from the past, yeah, that checks out. But, like, we will enact our plan soon! Commence evil laugh!
Not to mention it ties to the whole lack of communication thing they kind of set up when things got started.
Yeah. But yeah, next episode they shall commence said plan because it is the last episode of this chapter. But yeah, good episode. Once again, like, slowly tiptoeing to the finish line. But at the same time, it was entertaining enough that it didn't feel like a waste of time or anything. So yeah, like usual, Gen 5 may not have like the high highs of some Gen 4 episodes, but it hasn't really hit like any particular low point. So yeah, once again, it's just like a decently consistent series.
Very glad to hear that the other members got their voices. Definitely not correct spell points, and I just noticed some characters in the audience and character models.
Oh yeah, and I did notice the Spike plush in the room.
series of books, by the way. It feels like a mix of cross between Narnia and Star Wars. In that Star Wars has the expanded universe type of stuff, but the name is obviously taken from Narnia.
Yeah. Right. Check.
So yeah.
Huh?
So yeah, entertaining period this week. Intrigue just get more interesting, and guys, you know, get just a bit more into the other members, because I believe there's only one of them that spoke back in the last special.
Yeah. getting into some news. So, yeah, the actors have joined the writers in striking, basically causing a complete and total Hollywood shutdown. The studio's response to this is reportedly, let it drag on until they're homeless and starving. Or alternative, okay, here's our deal. We pay you for a day of your time, scan you, and we get to use our likeness forever. Screw you. It's like the executives are that out of touch. At wow. And on a somewhat related note, yeah, so San Diego Comic-Con's coming up, and this strike couldn't have happened at a worse time. Because, yeah, guests. What guests? Yeah, they, doesn't appear to have a guest list anymore. Oh my. That, programs and guests. Special guests. No special guests. That's not good. It's like, and they have a no refund policy, which, like, okay, on one hand, that sucks for the people who wanted to go, but on the other hand, the convention does actually need to bring the money in order to, comp the location for being used. It's why conventions don't typically cancel, and the fact that it happened like less than a week before the convention's supposed to be held, there really wasn't anything they could really do about such a thing. So it sucks, but I can't blame the convention for such a thing. It's just really bad timing.
At this point, I'm wondering when the higher ups are going to intervene, similar to when I can't sugarcoat this. Blitzchung happened,
Ah,
as in a letter from Congress, and to basically come to a deal or it's gonna get real
yeah.
spicy.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen. But yeah, it's like, I mean, good on the writers and actors for or standing up for themselves. It's like the studios just don't want to have to pay people. That's the whole thing. It's like, oh, we made this show. Oh, yeah, we can't. We took it off the service. No more residuals for you. It's like, for instance, Ariella Error says Runaways was removed for tax write-off without any warning to the cast and resulted in loss of residuals. Yeah, a bunch of people in the industry are supporting the strike. Oh yeah, Sean Gunn says he received almost zero residuals from Gilmore Girls, one of the most popular shows on Netflix. Oh, by the way, the last time we had a united writers and actors strike, the, the, the guy in charge of, I believe the guy in charge of one of the unions at the time, or leading the strike, well, I believe, if I recall correctly, was this guy named Ronald Reagan. Yeah, it's been a while.
If my math is correct, it's been 60 years now. So that would have put him before he ran for office.
Well, obviously. Yeah, 1959. So yeah, we'll see how this goes, and like, yeah, things that have already been shot and finished up production, those will still go out. They just can't. The people just can't actually actively promote the product. But anything that hasn't been finished yet is on complete and total pause. So yeah, this will be interesting. So speaking of movies, as if this movie couldn't get as if this movie couldn't get any worse, The Flash is going to be the first new release movie to debut on the NFT blockchain. Because of course it would be The Flash. So if you've been following comics lately, you may notice that they kind of killed off Miss Marvel. But since this is comics, that doesn't last long. Yeah, they brought her back. An interesting thing is, people thought like people thought that they were gonna reveal that, oh, she wasn't an Inhuman, she was a mutant all along. Not quite. She's an Inhuman mutant. She's both. So points to Marvel for not throwing the Inhumans under the bus. And if you haven't been following comics, one, you're probably wondering how they revived a character so soon, and B, what does her being a mutant have to do with anything? Well, you see, over in the X-Men comics, yeah, they basically they can revive themselves all willy-nilly as long as you're a mutant, you can come back. That's been like a whole thing as like the last couple of years. Now, the reason for Miss Marvel also getting the mutant label is because, well, the Inhuman push for the MCU didn't exactly go too well, and now that they regained, control of, X-Men and stuff, they can bring that into the MCU. So having Miss Marvel be a mutant in the MCU makes a bit more sense, so that they don't have to deal with the Inhuman baggage. And I've just gone off on a bit of a tangent there. And I don't even read most of these comics.
And one other is confirmed that Iman Violani.
So, apparently a decade ago, Steven Spielberg predicted that an implosion in the film industry would happen where half a dozen movies with high 250 million budgets would flop at the box office and alter the industry forever. And woo, would you look at that? We're kind of in that situation right now. Plus, the strike going on, which really isn't helping.
Slowly becoming reality.
Yeah. House of the Dragon Season 2 can continue filming despite the strike. This is because most of the cast are UK actors working under contracts governed by the local union, equity, and are not legally allowed to strike in solidarity. This means if this strike goes on for a while, at least Rose City Comic Con will still have some guests. Because I swear to God, it's practically a Doctor Who convention at this point. Considering their guest list, guests. I swear I was able to get to the guest list before.
I can definitely say that practically a majority of the Whittaker cast is there.
Yeah. Plus, best companion group, Amy and Rory. uh, oh, and Riversong is there too. Yeah, it's just, if anything, we'll at least have Doctor Who at the convention. So, several actors say Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos boasted at a party about how more people watched Orange is the New Black than Game of Thrones. This made the cast question why their residual pay was so low. Quote, "I only got $20, said one star. Yeah, this... When you're being paid so little that even if you're working, you'll go homeless. There's no reason not to strike.
Can't forget the voice actors too.
Yeah. Like, yeah, the voice actors need to join in the striking as well, because they get so little respect.
My best guess is that whoever's seeing listed is elsewhere in terms of guilds.
Maybe. So, stepping away from the strike for a bit, Gex Trilogy is coming to all modern consoles. And I'm like, wait, they're bringing Gex back? Like, wow, I haven't heard about that since since old-timey PlayStation days. Emmy nominations, yada yada yada. Okay. A restoration of Cinderella will be releasing on Disney Plus on August 25th. Interesting.
It's been a while since I last heard anything in regards to official restorations being released for home markets.
Some more casting information for Superman Legacy has been released, including the actors for Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific, and Guy Gardner. Like, okay, that... Can't say I would have predicted that. I mean... Okay.
It's especially going to be interesting for Nathan's part, since this will be the third DC character he's played. Because I believe he was started off as Steve, went to Hal, and now he's another Red Lantern.
Huh. But yeah, Nathan Fillion will have the bowl cut as Guy Gardner. James Gunn had this to say about it. Given my old pal Natick, bowl cut might have been my primary reason for casting him. Oh, and Hawk Girl. Hawk Girl's also gonna be in the movie. But yeah, interesting character choices. Although this could be trying to, they could be trying to do what Marvel did and bringing some lesser known characters to try to boost up their recognizability in the public eye. Which, hey, if it works, good on them.
It's especially going to be interesting given that they're apparently setting it early days of the Daily Planet.
Yeah.
Getting back to the flip side of things for a bit, Iger's been up on the question mark again.
Yep. Microsoft has won the FTC court case to buy Activision Blizzard. This will be interesting. Because who knows, maybe they'll bring Diablo to Steam or something. Maybe changes in management will end up making Overwatch 2 a decent game. Anything is possible. Well, not everything, but... you get the idea. Ooh, Steven Spielberg is getting his own action figure to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park. Neat. Wait, Hugh Grant is an Oompa Loompa?
Lots of buzz on Wonka, to say the least.
Yeah. I haven't seen Hugh Grant pop up a lot lately. Seems like he's having fun as of late. Because I remembered he was in the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Homelander, Starlight, and Black Noir are being added to Call of Duty, cause... Sure, I guess. Is Call of Duty gonna start doing the Fortnite thing and just start doing crossover things? Or haven't they been doing that and I haven't noticed? I don't really play Call of Duty. I only picked it up a couple of the games because the people I live with also occasionally play it.
A bit of a risky move considering the direction they usually go for.
Yeah.
Like even if they come up with fictitious futuristic settings, they don't go so far as to say crossover.
Yeah. Ooh. Adventure Time, Fiona, and Cake will debut at the San Diego Comic-Con on July 19th. At least according to this tweet.
Safe to say it'll be interesting to see how things stack up within the coming time frame.
Yeah.
On a somewhat related note, I'm slightly glad the pony convention scene seems unaffected.
Yeah. I wish I could go this year, but it's like, again, it's like the week before the Vegas trip, and it's like, oh God, why does this always happen? Hopefully next year I can go. You know, like I do want to go back to pony conventions. I just keep getting sidetracked by family stuff.
Looks like a certain battle is finally coming to a close. Cameron says a Battle Angel Alita film is finally in the works.
Nice.
Still nothing regards whether the Oppenheimer IMAX print is a record breaker. The only thing the only thing they've posted recently is almost didn't fit the platter. The arm that holds the platter went right up against it. I swear that's a record holder still. This might cause a bit of a talking point. Danny calls Shaggy Dog and Doolittle most important films of his for the last 25 years. Film that got Disney to say they would insure me. 2-year wound of squandered opportunity.
Yep. So apparently, they may already be doing a remaster of The Last of Us Part 2. So yeah, that's a thing. Sega president says reboots or remakes of classic Sega games could be coming. Especially Sonic. Like, okay, remake of Sonic Adventure, that would be cool. or give Sonic 06 proper justice. I mean, yeah, there's that whole Project 06 thing, but an official remake.
Either way, that's a long time coming.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be expecting excitements from Mutant Mayhem, according to Seth Rogen. Quote, crackling with energy.
So, the devs of the Friday the 13th game have announced a new game. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game. I I can't say I saw that one coming. Like, I, who would have imagined that in the year, whenever it releases, you'd have a resurgence of Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
That kind of sci-fi lore sounds like a can of worms.
Yeah.
Mugman's Ferraris to deal with a lot of grief as much as it does racing. Complex drama with some really awesome racing sequences. Sounds a bit like what their predecessor was. In spirit. Predecessor in spirit, I mean.
Yeah.
Italy to get season 2 of the Children TDI reboot in December. Season 2 of Patrick Star show later this month. preview from Sugar 5. Looks like that won't be too far away. Preferences spotted in Mulligan. Sure designs have dropped. Cast revealed for the Chainsaw Man stage play.
A new Harvest Moon game has recently been announced. Although, mixed reaction to that, because those not in the know, from what I can gather, I think what happened was after some point, the original Harvest Moon devs split off, but Natsume owns the rights to the Harvest Moon name, so the devs basically had to switch to Story of Seasons. So now you got like the Story of Seasons games, and then the Harvest Moon games, and it's this whole mess. And yeah, so new Harvest Moon game if you're interested in that.
Instead of your synchronized content being added to Crunchyroll. DBZ Kakarot preview, ground battle stage, 23rd World Tournament DLC. Getting trailers for Blue Beetle as well as Godzilla -1.
Yep. Hulu is launching a sub-brand focused on adult animation and anime called Animehem. Okay, sure. Black Panther action-adventure game is in early works. EA's new studio Cliffhanger Games is developing. Okay, on one hand, Black Panther game could be cool. On the other hand, EA, you.
Gee, I wonder what caused this drastic switch in the licenses.
Yep.
Because last I checked, I think Square had the.
Oh yeah, because they did that Avengers game and Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe because the Avengers game didn't do too well. They decided not to renew their license for Marvel characters.
Yeah, that was going to be a guess.
Toho's new Godzilla movie is titled Godzilla -1. Coming to theaters December 1st. Okay. Ooh, the Emmys will likely be delayed to November or January. Obviously due to the strike going on.
The one secret project, Commander Z, to be releasing pretty soon. Michael Cera starring. Not quite sure recent actor. Not quite sure if recent things are going to affect this, but we got the actors for Amy Rose revealed for the upcoming third Sonic movie.
Huh. Okay. Okay, what she do? Highlight Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Nice. Rolls. Okay. Greg Mazin confirms The Last of Us Part 2 will be split into 2 seasons for the HBO series. Quote, the show will not end with season 2 unless people don't watch it and will get cancelled. Yeah, that's typically how it goes.
server of the latest trophy claim for Fire in the Morons. Interior pole competition. Rugby Pro and Corvettes were also placed well in their respective classes, and the NASCAR test happened there, which went well, placing one notch higher than last. Might see Cars 3 become a reality at some point.
Huh.
Based on what I've seen.
Marvel Studios' Miss Marvel is going to be airing on ABC, making it the first Disney Plus MCU show to be aired on network TV.
Interesting little transition piece. Amtrak wants to help it Beyonce fans catch her Renaissance World Tour. Senior logo boiler past steam tests. Out of frames. Reassembly is beginning in earnest. Could be seeing test runs very soon. Groundwork on Via Rail's new Toronto maintenance facility. Rochester is families and acquire former New York Central shop tank. Funding also launched for B&O Caboose. Tender retention 700. Possible steam tests in the near future. Open day scheduled later this month for Silver's Rail here to Center. Photographer's event on the Fairmead to celebrate Centennial of Midland Railway Line. And dark let's go transfer from Joe Nelson, Beauty Alfred Twist. Daniel Goldberg, Hangover Space Jam producer. Sam Cutler, Rolling Stones manager. Randy Fulmer, Red Rabbit, B&B Cinemator, and Emerson Group producer. Minikoto, 24 Grand Anniversary, Star Trek Enterprise. Andrew Evans, One Life to Live. Glenn Jackson, Trip Credit acting GV. Derek Little, CSS Tree. And Jimmy Level, the BMA Frontier, veteran preservationist Roberta Jones. Alright. Epic finale coming, followed by slight interlude. Hopefully by that, hopefully around that point, he won't have too much of a bite beforehand. Gonna keep it posted in case something comes up. Until the ship finale. Stay safe, stay well, get back, skip this, pray, and hopefully we will see you next week.